Who was the man daring enough to challenge the Spanish Empire with a name that shook the world? Who dares to defy an empire? In the 18th century, the Spanish crown ruled the Andes with iron and fire. Their mines swallowed thousands of lives. Their taxes crushed villages into dust. But one man asked the question no one else dared. Why should we bow forever? His name was José Gabriel Condorcanqui, but history remembers him as Túpac Amaru II. Who was he really? A poor peasant? A desperate rebel? No, he was born into privilege, a noble of mixed Spanish and Inca blood. He wore fine clothes, spoke Spanish, and read the law. He could have lived comfortably, serving the empire. But deep in his veins flowed the memory of the Incas, emperors who once ruled these mountains before the Spaniards came. And in his heart, he carried the name of his ancestor, Túpac Amaru II, the last Inca executed by the conquistadors. Why choose that name again? Because it meant the Great Serpent, an animal too strong to kill, always returning when you thought it gone. But why rebel? Look at his people. Thousands forced into silver mines, lungs filled with poison, bones broken under endless labor. Families starved while Spanish governors demanded more tribute. Children were dragged from villages, pressed into service, their lives traded for gold and silver flowing across the ocean to Spain. Could any man watch this and remain silent? Túpac Amaru II decided he would not. The rebellion began with a single act of defiance. He captured Antonio Arriaga, the cruel Spanish magistrate who had tormented the people for years, and in front of the crowd he declared, "By the authority of the King of Spain himself, I end this tyranny." Then he executed Arriaga. The message spread like fire in dry grass. The serpent has awakened. Tens of thousands answered his call. Farmers laid down their tools and took up spears. Priests blessed his cause. Messengers carried his banner across valleys and mountains. The Spanish laughed at first. How could peasants face muskets and cannons? But the rebels struck fast, ambushing convoys, raiding garrisons, tearing down colonial symbols. For a moment it looked possible. Could they truly drive out the Spaniards? Could the Andes breathe free again? But empires do not fall easily. The Spanish crown unleashed its armies, cavalry thundering through valleys, cannons blasting villages, thousands of soldiers marching under banners of the empire. And still the rebels fought. Battle after battle, blood turned rivers red, families hid in mountains, entire towns were burned to the ground. The serpent was cornered. Betrayed by allies, Túpac Amaru was captured. The Spanish made sure his end was not just death, but terror. They tried to tear his body apart with horses, each limb tied to a different beast. When even the horses failed, they killed him by sword. In the plaza, his wife and children were forced to watch.
Was that the end? No, because the serpent cannot die. His name became a whisper, then a song, then a battle cry across centuries. Revolutions in Peru, Argentina, Bolivia all carried his spirit. Even in the 20th century, when a young rapper in America chose the name Tupac, it was not coincidence, it was tribute. Today, murals of Túpac Amaru II cover city walls. Protesters raise his name against injustice. He is more than a man. He is the eternal question. What if we dare to rise? He lost the battle, but he won eternity. Túpac Amaru II, the serpent who shook the Andes. Who was the Indian princess who chose not a crown but a spy's code? The woman who defied the Nazis in the heart of Europe. Noor Inayat Khan, next on Valor Tales.